Okay, guys, starting with the pantry, this red line, red box represents the hole in the wall. Off the wall an inch, up an inch and a half. So this cabinet, number 38, fits within that red square to slide through. And it will penetrate into the wall or through the wall about 5.5 inches. This is slab to the floor. This is slab to the floor. No plywood deck on the top. The top of the door is just down 1/8 of an inch for your 1 3/4 inch walnut slab to go on here. And then this is just a panel. This bottom rail is 6 1/4. And that cabinet would be inverted. And this is a same shaker panel as these. It's just not showing that. As far as the kitchen, come on, computer. Our fridge legs that go to the floor. This one's just a shaker panel. We could do a look like this here, but it might be a little redundant having both of these here and another one on this side, and it would narrow up those drawers even less. But if you want that, let me know. And then this would be the Artesia panel, the 6 1/4 bottom rail. Face the Peninsula shaker panel to the floor. The back, the panel, 1.5 inch filler here in this shaker panel to terminate at the floor. Range wall, sink wall, then your fridge legs that go to the floor. Bookcase, have that go to the floor. The panel on the right side of this bookcase is behind the face frame, meaning behind here. The wood top. And I know we were talking about the filler that's in between the wall and this cabinet. Typically they end at the bottom of the cabinet, and it sounded like you did not want that filler to go to the floor here. The front of this face frame is 1.5 inches, and that's 1.5 inches, so that lines up. And it's doable to put a leg to the floor. It just gets challenging with, because when we miter that panel, this return is solid, so the toe kick dies into it. And over here, that filler would have to have a return to cover up that space. Or you just put a small piece of baseboard between the case of the door and the toe kick. The angled base, if we do that 1.5 inch filler, it gets a little tricky in terms of, let's see, what's the best way to look at this? Because this 1.5 inch wide piece, if it went to the floor, it'd probably look best if the top of that was at the same angle as these doors. And same thing here, if that filler just stops at the bottom of the cabinet or goes to the floor, it just gets complex to have that return piece deep enough to go past the toe kick. And if we do 1.5 inches here, there's not 1.5 inches here. As far as the spacing, the right side of this is the same space away from the wall as this 3/4 panel, because that applied panel is 3/4 and this one's 1.5 inches. Linen cabinet, have that go to the floor. And then with the filler, same thing. If it stops below the cabinet or goes to the floor. So as far as the pantry, I'm confident we've got this figured out. It's just with the change of these panels going to the floor. Let me know what you want to do. I don't have any issue with this one here. The only one I question is in the kitchen to the left of this door to the backyard or the side yard, and then the angled linen and the tall linen cabinet. Those are the only ones I'm questioning as far as how they would look. I almost think it'd look better if we did away with those and just did a typical 3/4 panel on the side. Here is how it was, a 3/4 panel, instead of bringing this to the floor. Let me know. Thank you.